Sorry, my grandma fell asleep. I am quarantining in New Jersey with my family.
I live here upstate with Anna.
We sold our apartment, packed our bags, showed up in Madrid. A full quarantine took over.
This is our living room. Snacks.
We are in Greensboro, North Carolina.
We're in Brooklyn. We're just hanging out.
Here we are in Paris.
Hello.
I'll basically go and just read or wind down while Jess just kind of enjoys her wine by herself. This is not anything that we've ever done before.
We've literally started polishing silverware.
On Sunday night, we do want to now sit down and look at the schedule and plan out, okay, this is like irrevocably our night.
We developed a rule where if you lose a board game, then you have to do dishes when there's a lot of dishes to do.
We've been watching so much TV.
I like Jeopardy.
Yeah.
She likes to spin the wheel.
Now we're just watching bad TV.
We watched all the good TV.
Yeah, we reached the end of good TV.
She's a pessimist. I'm a little bit optimist. She cries too much sometimes.
Yeah, I'm definitely an optimist. I think that that's kind of what gives way to me taking on more of like a mediator role.
I think we're both optimists, but he's more pragmatic. I think we balance each other out.
I am a pessimist. I would rather prepare for the worst.
I'm an optimist.
I would say I would be an optimist as well.
I'm a worrier, but I'm an optimistic worrier.
Optimist with concerns, or maybe a realist.
I think you're a realist.
I'm a realist. That's what I was gonna say. I'm a realist.
Optimism is now like tempered with like a little realism.
I think I'm generally an optimist.
I think I'm a realist. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
I am more optimistic and Raja's more pessimistic.
I actually think we're both optimistic.
Yeah.
I would probably self-nominate as the optimist in the house.
It literally just balances out. I'm not super negative about things, but sometimes I'm like, it's the end of the world. And Sasha's like, well, in that case, we're lucky to have each other. We're lucky to have loving families, this, that. And I'm like, yeah.
I've learned that James is an excellent dancer. What do you like to dance to? It's so interesting and odd. He's obsessed with ABBA, and we've never introduced him to ABBA.
Nor did we.
Jess has just been so good at getting on a Zoom and calling friends and staying in touch, and it gives her so much energy. It gives her so much optimism. And I feel like I've really been able to learn from her.
My assumption that you were a healer and one of the best listeners in the world has been validated through this process.
그래서 그런 것들도 아주 감사하고. Okay, I'm gonna try to remember what she said for translation purposes. As everyone has been here together, she's realized that it is actually really special and a blessing for her to have everyone home. For example, my dad didn't really do dishes before, but then during the quarantine, he's been very industriously doing dishes.
Wallace puts pants on at a time when very few people are. I said the other day that I feel like the ghost in the window. If you were to drive by, he would just see me in my house dress, hair plastered down to my face.
That's probably the most surprising thing, is that she thinks that she is just this monster, but I don't see that at all.
The world can fall apart around him, and he will compartment, put it in a compartment of his brain.
Unwavering confidence in himself. I don't mean this in a negative way, but I just tend to question everything. I question a lot of what I say and do. He knows when to sort of put a cap on it and just execute. I admire that, and I don't have it. Wallace isn't moody in the same way I am. She is nice no matter what. You were just always sweet. How do you do it?
From the South.
She has this quality of really trying to understand something. I'm generally just ready to make a decision about anything.
Not to start anything here. I go to my room, she goes to her room, and we stay there. Yeah.
Everyone needs to be present for them, not only physically, but mentally as well.
It's good to just kind of all be on the same page.
Being married is a choice every day. what that means to you and what you're willing to fight for and live through day after day after day is I think important. And that might mean some people can't come on that journey with you.
You have a responsibility to yourself personally, as well as to the relationship. I think it's important to remember that you always have yourself, and that's a huge, huge thing to have.